Okay, I think I'm going to update this video and do like an actual packing video, like if I were to go to rehab again, how I would pack to go to rehab. But there are some like items that are on your rehab list that they'll give you. Like if you're going to rehab and you actually have time to, let's say, like actually pack everything and they're not just admitting you like on the spot. Like for example, if you go to the ER sometimes, you might go to some type of inpatient treatment center and then you're kind of at the mercy of whatever your family members or friends or other people bring you in the center. But sometimes you're able to have like 24 hours or a week to pack. So basically when you pack for rehab, it's like packing for any vacation that you would go on. So you would need like toiletries, clothing, personal items. And I'm not going to show any of the items right now. I'm just going to talk about it. But I'm going to talk about like the absolute basics of what I think would be helpful for you if you're looking into what you should bring to your rehab center. So I have my notes on my phone. First, I would check with your rehab packing list because some items like they might provide you, for example, if they have a washing machine and dryer on site, which most, like all of them will. Some of them will provide laundry detergent and others won't. So those are information about items that you need to get from your actual rehab center. But I'm going to talk about clothing and comfort now first. So when you pack for rehab, you're going to be spending a lot of your time in groups doing arts and crafts and like learning about DBT or dialectical behavioral therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy. You're going to be going to AA meetings and you're going to want to be comfy. So I would pack things like that you can layer, like sweaters, hoodies, cardigans, like comfy clothing, sweatpants, yoga pants, leggings. You don't want to be like wearing a formal dress to any of those meetings. So I would just pack like your like a week's worth of really comfy clothes and lots of PJs, because an astonishing amount of your time will be just like in a lounging around situation. And I would bring slip-on shoes, like slippers that you can wear around the rehab center, because you're going to be spending upwards of 22 hours a day inside the center itself, and you might get like an hour where you get to go out. So if you could have slip-on shoes that you can, sorry, my puppy is just attacking me right now. So if you can have slip-on shoes, that would be really helpful. Like you can just put it on in your room, take it off, you know, just have like a variety of really comfy shoes that you can slip on and off, and maybe bring like one pair of nicer shoes that you can take out when you go to outside events. And then I would bring like a small blanket, nothing like too thick, just a blanket you can use when you're watching TV in the evenings, because usually you'll get some downtime in the evenings where there aren't any meetings and most of the staff have gone home. So you kind of just get to go into the lounges and you get to watch TV, write in your journal and do whatever. So if you have like a small blanket and a small pillow, that would be comfier, and it might be nicer quality than the rehab center pillows and blankets. Although the one rehab that I went to, they did have really nice blankets and pillows, so that wasn't too big of an issue. But you know, just check with your rehab center and you'll be able to kind of feel out the quality of their items and what you think is necessary for you to bring. And if you take medications, you won't be probably able to access your medications on your own. You'll have to give them to the nurse station. Like all rehab centers usually have a nurse station in the middle of like the patient floors, and that's where you go like maybe 2 to 3 times a day to get your medications. The ones at the rehab or inpatient facility prescribes you, or the ones that your outside doctors have prescribed you, you know, they might not like let you take your Adderall in, but if you're taking something for depression or something for like a thyroid issue, they are going to let you have your medication. You just need to bring your prescription and your intact pill bottle and bring it to the nurse station, and they will dole it out to you on an as needed basis. And for personal hygiene items, some facilities, mine didn't require them to be unopened, but some facilities will require that your personal hygiene items that you bring in have to be unopened, and all of the centers will mandate that you can't have any alcohol in like the first 3 ingredients of that item. So just like check the label of your personal hygiene items and make sure you don't have any alcohol in it, because some patients with severe alcohol dependency will ingest those products to get their fix. I know that when I went to rehab, this girl drank some of the products that she brought with her that had alcohol in them. So they really cracked down on that. But I would bring full-size hygiene products because chances are you're going to be in there for up to a month, and also other girls, if you're a girl watching this, will want to share your products with you. So you'll just kind of be sharing products with everyone, and you'll run out if you don't bring full size. Like I know I had to bring, like ask my boyfriend to bring in another bottle of conditioner and body lotion when I was in there because I was sharing with so many of the new girls that came in and didn't have all of their things packed correctly. Because I mean, when I went to rehab, I didn't have everything I needed. I kept having to ask family members to bring me things the entire time, and that's why I'm making this video, so maybe you could find it useful for you. And then another thing that I would bring is a shower caddy, because you're going from your room to the bathrooms and you don't want to be carrying all your products in your arms. So if you bring a shower caddy, it's a quick way to just transport your products from place to place, and you can keep everything really neatly stored in your room. And it's another like organizational hack, because you're going to be in your room so much, you don't want it to be messy, and you don't want to be inconvenient. You're there to focus on your recovery, not be inconvenienced by carrying your products around. And then for downtime, you're going to need things to occupy your time, because like I said previously, you have lots of downtime in rehab. Like half the time is really boring. So I would bring like a hobby of yours. Like for example, when I was in rehab, I started back up with origami. Charlie, knock it off. I started back up doing origami as a way to pass the time, but some girls, you know the string bracelets that you can make? They brought string and they made bracelets. Other girls and boys in there, they picked up coloring again, so they would have coloring books and decorate them, and it was really cool. So I would find one hobby that you would bring to rehab that you could focus on and pass the time with that, because you know they do turn off the TVs pretty early usually and have curfew, but if you can go to your room and you can do a couple things, or even sometimes during the meetings, like if you get anxious during some like the group meetings, they'll let you do your hobby inside, as long as it's like you're still able to focus. You can do your hobby like with your hands or something, just to make it a little easier for you to comprehend what's going on. And I would ask your center if you could bring an MP3 player, because for me, music is really soothing for me. And since I didn't have access to my phone because of the Wi-Fi capabilities, and they don't want you on the internet or communicating with other people who might be a hindrance to your recovery, I wasn't able to have any music except for like 1 hour a day when they played group music. So I would ask if you could bring an MP3 player that doesn't have Wi-Fi capability on it, so you could have some music to help you like kind of self-soothe, I guess. And then you're going to need a list of names, addresses, and phone numbers for the people that you do want to keep in contact with, because most treatment centers will have like a public phone booth, and you can go in there in the evenings and you can call people and check up on them. But because you don't have access to your phone, you're going to need the names and numbers written down. And then also, if you want to write people, I would bring envelopes, letters, and stamps, because usually those aren't provided by the rehab centers, at least where I was. And it'll be nice to just get messages and cards from people, and you can decorate your room with that. So on that topic, I would bring pictures of loved ones and things that they wrote you, and you can decorate your room and keep your mood up that way, because it's nice to know that people in the outside world are still thinking about you and love you, even though you're trapped inside these like 4 walls of this building center. So I would definitely find ways to keep in contact with my loved ones. And because you don't have your phone, you don't have an alarm clock, and everything in the rehab center is like on a strict schedule. You'll have breakfast at a certain time, lunch at a certain time, AA meeting at a certain time, or whatever you're in there for. So I would bring an alarm clock. Again, like it can't have Wi-Fi capabilities, and if you can get a battery operated one, that's really nice too. And then you do get to go on store runs in rehab sometimes. So like if you're a smoker, every week they'll take you down to the gas station, and you can bring a little bit of cash with you and buy. They won't let you buy like candy or usually or anything like that, but they will let you buy cigarettes and nicotine products. So I would bring small cash bills, and maybe like I went during COVID time, so it was different, but like I wonder if maybe if you didn't go during COVID times, it's like they would take you to the bowling alley or whatnot. And of course they would pay for that, but maybe they would let you buy a snack or something. So I would definitely bring like bills in small denominations, like 5, 10s, 20s, nothing too big. And also, if you're a smoker in rehab, like they will help you quit smoking if you want to, but for the most part, everyone smokes like it's like a chimney on the patios of all rehab centers. So I would bring like a carton of cigarettes just to start you off with, and then if you want help quitting smoking like halfway through your stay there, then you can focus on that. But at the beginning, when you're just starting to focus on getting clean from other substances, cigarettes are kind of at the bottom of the priority list, if you know what I mean. So those are like my top essentials for what I would bring in rehab. And also there's this cool tradition in rehab that because so many people don't have the opportunity to correctly pack for their rehab stay, or they just don't know what to bring, you'll get like someone who's leaving like on their last week there, they will bring, oh, he is so biting me. They will bring, like, to the newcomers, they will give some of their items away. So that's kind of like a nice tradition. So like if you maybe like think that you won't need that specific alarm clock or MP3 player for everyday life, you could leave it with one of the newer members, and that is something that I really cherish that tradition, because I got a lot of cool things that I needed, and I also was able to give away those same items that I was given to the newcomers when I left. So if you're going to a treatment center for any reason, I wish you the best of luck, and just know that you can do it. It's a long road to recovery, but you know, as you can tell by my YouTube channel, I'm still on that road, but you know, you just got to keep on going, and rehab is a really great first step to it. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.